So listen to this. BlackRock just declared that they won't be making an XRP ETF anytime soon. And here's why that's a big thing. We're talking about BlackRock, the biggest asset management company in the world. No one, and I mean no one, manages more money than these people do. I can't recall the precise number right now, but I think it's about $10 or $11 trillion that we're managing. That's a lot of money. When BlackRock talks, everyone in the market listens. Think about it. Everyone in traditional finance was waiting for Larry Fink, their CEO, to say yes to Bitcoin and the spot Bitcoin ETFs. All of a sudden, all these huge players jumped right in. This guy has that kind of power. He is the kingmaker of the market. So certainly, it hurts to see Larry Fink and BlackRock shut down XRP right now. And to be honest, it surprised me. I mean, really think about it. Right now, there are about a dozen businesses trying to persuade the SEC to approve their XRP spot ETFs. There aren't many other altcoins that have that many companies fighting for them. XRP is literally the leader in this area. So what is going on? Why isn't BlackRock taking advantage of this chance? Well, someone in the XRP community who has worked in finance for decades gave me some inside information. And their point of view really helped me put everything together. At first, I was confused, but once I heard their explanation, things started to make sense. I don't think BlackRock will just sit this one out indefinitely. I have a feeling that they will definitely debut something at some point. We just don't know when it will happen. But before I get into this more, let me just say what I always say. I don't have any special training in finance or anything like that. I'm not a financial advisor, and you shouldn't make any buying or selling choices based on what I'm saying. Okay, now things got interesting today. This afternoon, the block published this story with the headline on how Ripple's marathon SEC case might or might not be coming to an end. Change the whole XRP ETF situation. So listen to this. Everyone thought that once Ripple's legal problems were over, huge companies like BlackRock would rush in to file for their own XRP ETFs. But no. The biggest asset manager in the world just announced, not happening right now. This is what happened on Thursday. Ripple and the SEC's lawyers got together and said, you know what? Let's just stop these appeals. Boom, the legal fight is ended just like that. A quick review of the whole thing. In 2020, the SEC went after Ripple, saying they fraudulently raised $1.3 billion by marketing XRP as an unregistered security. Jump ahead to the decision of Judge Torres in New York. Made this incredibly fascinating choice that wasn't clear. She claimed that Ripple's programmatic sales, which are basically the automated blind auction stuff, were fine and didn't infringe any securities regulations. But what about their direct sales to major institutional investors? Yes, those broke the rules about securities. And this is an important detail that many people miss. She was referring about the transactions themselves, not stating that XRP is a security by nature. There is a big difference there. Nate Karachi from Nova DS Wealth, which you might know as the ETF store, came up with the idea that BlackRock might be waiting for all the legal commotion to calm down before they even thought about applying for an iShares XRP ETF. Karachi said on X, look, in my opinion, it makes no sense for them to ignore crypto assets other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. If not, they're effectively stating, there will only ever be value in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Brave. And yes, that's what the person said. But this is where it gets rough, and I really feel horrible for Nate Karachi this time. So Friday morning comes, and wow, life can really hit you hard sometimes, you know? I mean, his reasoning was completely sound. It made perfect sense. Why would BlackRock only invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum when there are so many other cryptocurrencies out there? His thoughts made perfect sense, but the timing, oh man, the timing was absolutely dreadful. His post about BlackRock getting into XRP ETFs and all that hope didn't last long. I really don't want to be the one to say it, but I have to. But yes, everything changed from fresh to sour quite quickly. That said, and this is essential, just because he got the timing incorrect doesn't mean he's wrong about the larger picture. This could yet happen in the future. But hey, look at this. On Friday morning's Crypto Prime podcast, Karachi's show, he shared this interesting hypothesis. He might be thinking of BlackRock. So before, Karachi was all hopeful, like, oh yeah, they're probably just waiting for this legal mess to be over. And then, boom, XRP ETF is coming, but we don't know when. And then a BlackRock spokeswoman says this to bring everyone back to reality. BlackRock does not plan to file an XRP or Solana ETF right now. So this isn't just XRP receiving the cold shoulder. At the moment, they only play with Bitcoin and Ethereum in their crypto games. But to be honest, I don't believe for a second that this is how it will always be. This is Nate Karachi's post from yesterday night. And don't forget that this guy is the president of Nova DS, which used to be the ETF shop. He says, yes, I think BlackRock was waiting to see this before filing for iShares XRP ETF. And he's giving us that formal paper we talked about, the one where Ripple and the SEC said, yeah, we're done with these appeals. Then Nate goes all in with, if I'm wrong, I'll take responsibility. I think it's stupid for them to overlook cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. If not, they're claiming that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that will ever be worth anything. Brave. This whole thing makes me think of something, Coinbase. Back in 2017, which is when I initially got into crypto, let me tell you something. Coinbase only featured 3 coins on its whole platform at the time. 3. And this was after they had been around for a few years. They owned Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Then, at the end of 2017, they came out with Bitcoin Cash. But it wasn't a big deal because it was just a fork of Bitcoin. Everyone knew that would happen. So there were 4 now. And then there was quiet on the radio. They didn't add anything for a long time. They were quite selective about what got through. I think they were really scared of what would happen if they started adding a lot of coins because, let's be honest, people already thought the whole crypto industry was dubious in 2017. Coinbase undoubtedly thought that since they wanted to be the most trusted name in crypto, they should play it safe and let their competitors take those risks. So this entire thing with Twitter happens, right? And then, out of nowhere, Eric Beltunis shows up. At this point, this guy is effectively the king of crypto Twitter, sitting pretty with 363,000 followers. He made his name by carefully following every rumor, leak, and secret Bitcoin ETF conversation. Their lead ETF analyst was a strong Bloomberg street cred guy. He completely disagreed with Nate's prediction. This was the day before Nate fell on his face, at least for a brief while. Eric's answer was typical. No, I don't believe it. I would probably bet a stake supper against it. Nate snaps back. That's interesting. What's your reasoning? Eric says, look, I think they're happy with their 2 ETFs. Adding more would just mean chasing smaller and smaller wins at this point. But to be honest, I'm just going with my gut on this one. And there you have it, his unfiltered, fiery perspective. Everyone has their own point of view. Eric's basically saying we caught the big fish. Bitcoin will be the trading powerhouse anyway. And he's right about it. But here's the thing. If you fast forward a few years, and I predict there will be a lot more talk about XRP. Right now is the best time for us. Getting XRP on exchanges when almost no one, and I mean less than 1% of all people, has ever even touched it. When you think about it, that's quite crazy. Time is going to modify that equation a lot. But I get Eric's point of view. Every time you move a coin down the list, you make the danger dial go up, you keep going further out on the risk scale, and the rewards start to get smaller. That's all he has to say about his thesis.